just got home. NEPA brings light. You rush, charge phone, turn on fan, maybe even AC if you're feeling rich. Then poof, everything goes off. You check outside, your neighbor shout, "Up NEPA!" Then immediately, they don't take them again. Welcome to Nigerian electricity. Unstable, unpredictable. Sometimes it feels personal. But here's the thing. This system is not random. The chain. It's a chain. Generation, transmission, and distribution. If any one part fails, everywhere goes dark. And to understand why your light behaves like a moody friend, we'll use one running example. You, in your apartment in Abuja, trying to enjoy stable electricity. Let's break it down. The chain. Electricity doesn't just appear in your house. It moves through three main stages: generation, transmission, and distribution. Generation is where power is produced at power plants. Generation and transmission. Transmission means moving electricity across long distances using high voltage lines. Distribution is delivering electricity to your house through local transformers. Think of it like water. Water factory to big pipes to small pipes and finally your tap. If anything blocks the flow, no water. Same with electricity. Generation is where power is created. In Nigeria, electricity mostly comes from gas-powered plants and hydro dams. Sounds fine, right? But here's the problem. Generation is often limited and unstable. Why? Because gas supply can fail. Pipelines get vandalized, maintenance issues happen, sometimes plants just don't run at full capacity. So already, we don't even produce enough electricity to meet demand. You in Abuja want stable light. Millions of others want the same thing, but supply is already smaller than demand. That's problem number one. Transmission. Okay, let's say electricity is successfully generated. Now it needs to travel across the country. That's transmission. High voltage lines carry electricity from power plants to cities. But here's the issue. The transmission network is fragile and overloaded. When too much power tries to pass through weak infrastructure, it trips. That's what people call national grid collapse. Translation, the entire system shuts down to avoid damage. And suddenly, your house goes dark. Not because your area has a problem, but because the entire country's system failed. Distribution and allocation. Distribution. Now we reach your street. This is the part you interact with the most. Discos take electricity and send it to homes. This is where things get very Nigerian. Because even when power reaches your area, it doesn't mean you get it. The allocation. Discos don't always have enough electricity to give everyone. So they ration it. This is called load shedding. Simple meaning, they share light. Your area might get morning light or evening light or just vibes and darkness. Meanwhile, another area gets more hours. Why? Because of priority and payment patterns. Areas that pay more consistently often get more stable supply. Not always fair, but that's the economic reality. Real life example. You are in Abuja. Your area gets light in the evening. You plan your whole life around it, charging devices, pumping water, cooking and working. Then suddenly, no light that evening. Why? Could be generation dropped, transmission failed, or your feeder was switched off. You don't know, because the system is not transparent. So it feels random, but it's usually a failure somewhere in the chain. The infrastructure problem. Let's be blunt. A lot of the infrastructure is old. Transformers overload, cables get damaged, maintenance is inconsistent. When too many houses connect to one transformer, it fails. That's when you hear transformer don't blow. Now your entire street is in darkness until it's fixed, which might take days or weeks. The money problem. Electricity is not just technical, it's financial. Discos need money to maintain and upgrade systems. But here's the issue, not everyone pays. Some people bypass meters, connect illegally, or refuse to pay bills. So revenue drops. And when revenue drops, investment drops. And when investment drops, infrastructure gets worse. It's a cycle. Estimated billing. Now, this one annoys people. You don't have a prepaid meter, so they estimate your bill. Sometimes wildly. Why? Because they are trying to recover revenue in a system where many people don't pay. So even if your supply is poor, your bill might still be high, which makes people even more angry and less willing to pay. Cycle continues. Why it feels random. To you, sitting in your house, light goes on, light goes off. No clear pattern. Feels chaotic. But behind the scenes, generation fluctuates, transmission can fail, distribution is rationed, infrastructure breaks, and money affects everything. So the randomness is actually multiple unstable systems interacting. Generators everywhere. This is why Nigerians rely heavily on generators, inverters, and solar, because the grid is unreliable. So individuals create their own backup systems. You in Abuja? You probably have a small generator or inverter or both, because waiting for stable public electricity alone is risky. Why it keeps happening? This problem persists because demand keeps increasing, infrastructure upgrades are slow, funding issues remain, system losses are high, and coordination between sectors is complex. It's not one single problem, it's many problems stacked together. Protection tips. You can't fix the national grid, but you can reduce stress. Use surge protectors to protect devices. Don't rely on one power source. Plan activities around expected light periods. Consider inverter or solar if possible. Track your electricity usage if you have prepaid. Not perfect solutions, but practical. Rapid recap. Electricity comes from generation, transmission, and distribution. Generation is often limited. Transmission can collapse the grid. Distribution shares power unevenly. Infrastructure is aging. Transformers overload. Not everyone pays bills. Revenue affects maintenance. Estimated billing creates tension. This system is interconnected. One failure affects everything. That's why light is unstable. The system is not broken by accident. It's under pressure from multiple directions at once. What you do with this information is up to you. If this video helped you, hit like. At least now, NEPA is not gaslighting you.